was meant to be as the ocean goes deep.
I'm talking about my son's life. And I'm talking about the lives of other black kids. Do what the hell you want to do. Go ahead. But you can't silence me. But you are not going to silence me.
We know that the government is lying.
Prove it guilty! Don't process!
You process what you process again. You process
Wellness chat.
Hey everybody, I'm your host Texas Black Diamond, and thank you for tuning in to Texas Black Diamond ENT.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I am so sorry I'm late. Had to push myself, y'all. I hope y'all having a great Wednesday. I guess today Wednesday. Let me look at the calendar. Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. What is going on? I hope everybody is blessed and just feeling refreshed and just, enjoying life and loving it to the fullest. Y'all, how many of y'all watched the Amber and Johnny Depp trial? This is a hot mess, y'all. And I'm telling y'all, I know me. I'm just looking, and I'm like, no, that's it's just not looking real. I went through a domestic violence relationship. I know what a black eye look like. I know what a split lip look like. I'm dark as hell, and I'm like, this girl is white as a ghost. And if this man broke her nose, punched her in the eye, her eyes would have been like black as hell. And so when I was looking at it, and I'm gonna bring it up on the screen, she was like, this woman seemed like she was more of the man than Johnny. She was doing wrong too. And so I think she was just agitating this guy, agitating him. And he's trying to push her away. Like, I'm trying to leave. I'm trying to get away. So, you're trying to leave out the door, and I need you to move. And she's blocking the door, and she's trying to fight him, and he's trying to get away from the conflict. And so if somebody grabbing you by the arm and trying to move you out the way, and you fighting and you scratching and you doing this, you bruising your own self. So if he actually was hitting on her ass, she would have been black and blue. And I'm like, this is a hot mess. Then we got that damn, what's her name? Gloria All Eyes, y'all. Gloria All Eyes. She is the judge denied, Jennifer Bungie, so they're gonna go ahead with the trial for the lawsuit and stuff like that. It's all about money. So it's like, we just gonna do our best. We're gonna suck this money up. We're gonna try to do all we can to break his ass. He out of jail, but we know we can try to get all the money we can get from his ass. And that's what I'm looking at with the lawsuit. With Bill Cosby, but we'll talk about that as well. And we're gonna talk about this girl. Welcome. And we're gonna talk about this girl. Somebody sent me a article about this lady that was grown, and she pretended to be a student. So we're gonna talk about that as well. We're gonna talk about Robert's case. I hear the rooster coming down the Holland Dog in my granny voice. And this woman here, Amber, was telling him to suck her DICK. I mean, it was, we gonna listen to it like it shows you, like I'm like, people need to pay attention and look at this, because it shows you how these women can fabricate something to get what they want. And then she used the Me Too movement to try to launch her damn slow ass career, because hell, I didn't even know who she was. And she's trying to launch her career, and then she's trying to get sympathy so people can okay, you almost home. Okay. And so it's like, I'm gonna use this Me Too, and I'm gonna say this man been abusing me, but they both was kind of, cussing each other out and stuff. But to me, Johnny Depp seemed like he was this calm dude. He was talking to her calmly. She was trying to keep this man from going in the house to see his daughter, and they just played half of. Thank you. This is Belief. That's the name of this hair. Belief. This Belief. Free Belief as well. Belief. I hope you doing okay. You're around some toxic people. Hello, TVD. Did Durham McDavis Lori put out a motion today? Let me check and see. I've been trying not to, y'all know I'm going back and forth to the I'm going back and forth, to the doctor and stuff, and trying to get yeah, she was pushing his buttons. That woman, you know how you nitpick and nitpick. And my thing is with this Johnny Depp thing, I'm like, girl, if you sneak in recording every freaking thing, and y'all taking pictures of everything, why I don't see no pictures of him destroying his stuff? And it's his shit. If he destroy, he got the sister staying there, the friends staying there for free, and these people, he probably tired of it, saying he coming in there telling them to get out, get out. I wouldn't want a whole bunch of people at my house when I come home either, hanging out, sucking my air. It seemed like to me, Johnny Depp take it out on his things, but nobody ever seen him hit her, you know. Yes, his lawyer he did on Instagram. He Let me look it up. I am not trying to get on paces. I ain't trying to pay no paces, y'all. I need my money for, like, I have to pay parking, and every time I go to see the specialist. Let's see what's going on. Y'all already know Miss Tracy. She always hook it up, and I be on Tracy's page, just be waiting on old Tracy, but I never get a chance to watch her premieres, because I be wanting to donate to her, because she spent money, trying to do it, and I love the way she breaks it down. I like her content when she's reading these motions. She give you better understanding. Okay, let's see here. Y'all got me working today. And excuse me also, because I did take my meds, so I'm a little, calm. I need to be anyway. Okay, let's see what's going on. What's going on? But wouldn't it be okay? I see something on the 18th. Let's run it. Miscellaneous. Okay, let's see. 13 pages. Let me download it. McDavis. See, y'all see how y'all throw me off? It just throw me off. Every time I come on here, it's always something. Let's see. There we are. Let's see if we can get this thing to bring it up. Y'all doing okay today? Y'all doing okay? Hi, Trigger. How you doing? Little Troy asked about you. We was talking about you. Little Troy and I was talking about you yesterday, Trigger. We were talking about you. We were saying we proud of you. Um, Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm reading it with y'all, so y'all know I always get the computer to read it, so I'm not gonna hope it did right. Let's see. Okay, Microsoft. There we are.
United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois, Eastern Division, United States of America. Number 19 CR 567 versus Hun, Harry D. Line and Weber. Daryl McDavid. Defendant McDavid's response regarding
Can y'all
motion
hear
to
it?
sever. Comes now the defendant, Daryl McDavid, to hereafter. Mr. McDavid, by and through his attorneys Bobby Brindley, Vadim Glosman, and Blair T. Westover, and provides the following response regarding defendant Kelly's motion to sever. Mr. McDavid files this response to co-defendant Robert Kelly's May 16, 2022 motion to sever, not for the purpose of opposing severance, an issue on which Mr. McDavid takes no position, but for the purpose of correcting abject and unsupported falsehoods, which have been recklessly foisted upon this court by counsel for Mr. Kelly in an apparent effort to circumvent this court's denial of her motion to continue. DK 196. It is one thing to believe you deserve a continuance and disagree with the decision to deny it. That happens to all trial attorneys. It is even understandable for an attorney to be annoyed at the denial of a continuance and those who opposed it. But it is another thing altogether to manufacture the need for severance from a patchwork of bare allegations that recklessly impugn the integrity of respected members of the bar, and falsely malign a co-defendant while presenting not a shred of actual evidence that supports these sweeping contentions that are made with neither tact nor tether to reality. Case 119 CRO 0567, document number 197, filed May 18, 22, page 1 of 13, page ID number 892. Even a superficial examination of the actual evidence in this case makes plain that Mr. Kelly's baseless allegations against Edward Jensen, and by extension, Mr. Glosman and Mr. McDavid, are without merit. Even a cursory understanding of the evidence suggests that anyone making the allegations set forth in the motion to sever is either woefully uninformed or purposely mendacious. Mr. McDavid emphatically disagrees with the arguments made in paragraphs 18 to 30 of Mr. Kelly's motion to sever. CDK 196, 18 to 30. In summary, Mr. Kelly alleges that the late Edward Jensen engaged in misconduct or perhaps criminal actions while preparing for Mr. Kelly's 2002 trial in Cook County. Further, Mr. Kelly argues that as a result, Mr. Glosman, who was not hired by Mr. Jensen until long after Mr. Kelly's acquittal, is conflicted from representing Mr. McDavid on a case brought a decade thereafter. CDK 196, 18 to 30. The undersigned are concerned that Mr. Kelly's motion could be somehow construed as a basis for disqualifying Mr. Glosman, and thereby depriving Mr. McDavid of his Sixth Amendment right to counsel of choice. Mr. McDavid does not take that matter lightly. The rules do not permit, and the Sixth Amendment does not allow any finding of conflict on the part of Mr. Glosman in this instance. Nor will Mr. Glosman's former employment with Mr. Jensen affect the instant trial in any respect whatsoever. Mr. Glosman was just entering high school when Mr. Jensen was hired by Mr. Kelly in 2002 and was an undergraduate at the time that Jensen's representation ended in 2008. Mr. Glosman took no part in Mr. Kelly's trial or the preparation thereof. He has absolutely no information, confidential or otherwise, relating to that trial, other than what he has seen in the discovery in the instant case and what is publicly available to anyone with an internet connection and the ability to use Google. It was not until years after Mr. Jensen's representation of Mr. Kelly that Mr. Glosman was ever approached. Case 119 CRO May 18, 2023, about representing anyone related to this investigation. He was ultimately engaged by only Mr. McDavid. Argument. A. Timeline and Chicago Sun-Times interview. Mr. Kelly was indicted in state court in 2002. He hired Mr. Jensen and his firm to represent him on that matter. The case was tried and Mr. Kelly was acquitted in 2008. As Mr. Kelly notes in his severance motion. 22. According to the government, Individual A, who worked with Kelly's legal team, allegedly agreed to pay money to victims and witnesses and others to ensure that they did not cooperate with law enforcement. Individual A also allegedly arranged for Individual B to be paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for obtaining and returning videotapes that depicted Kelly having sexual contact with a minor. 23. According to investigative reports, the conspiracies charged in counts 5 and 6 of the indictment occurred, in part, in the law offices of Ed Jensen, and that the completed crime of receiving child pornography as alleged in counts 7 and 8 of the indictment took place in Jensen's office. DK 196. Mr. Glausman does not know Individual A. He has never spoken with Individual A. Outside of the discovery in this case, Mr. Glausman has no special knowledge about the relationship between Mr. Jensen and Individual A as the indictment alleges. These acts, which Mr. McDavid will contest.
Okay, let me pause it, y'all, because y'all know I'm still behind. Is Individual A, is she Lisa Van Allen? Because you know they had her as a minor, but she actually wasn't a minor. She was 17. She claimed she was 17. She probably was older than that. But they moved her to I guess Individual A. So is Daryl McDavis attorney saying that Lisa Van Allen and the dead attorney that Robert had for the 2002 trial, did they have a connection or something? Because I'm gonna have to go back and you know, because I would have to read it like at least 3 times so I can get a full understanding on it, so I can just sink everything in my head. So I'm gonna have to go back and listen to Jennifer Bunjean's motion as well. Bunjean tried to play with this messy people. Even Greenberg has something to say. Oh gee, why not Greenberg just act? So what happened on IG? I'm gonna have to look. So who is on IG speaking? Give me that their information so we can pull that up too. Because I'm trying to play catch up, you guys. Like I said, I've been dealing with my health and going back and forth, you know, to the hospital and stuff. So I'm playing catch up. So Individual A, you guys, is that Lisa Van Allen? Because I put something on my community chat. If y'all look on my community chat, I feel like the girl in the middle, or what's her name? Lord have mercy, I forgot this damn child already. Ebony. I feel like Ebony is going to be one of those Jane Does. Because if y'all listen to Tiffany speak, if you listen to Tiffany speak about her, and she was around that time frame, I'm thinking it's Ebony, or the girl with the blot out face with the changing whatever their name was, Second Chance, the group Second Chance. I think it's one of them. I mean, I'm really thinking that, or the one that was walking down the street, or McDonald's or whatever. You know, she said she was walking down the street. She was at the restaurant with her mama. She had 2 different, you know, saying about what happened between her and I thought I might have missed your show. Hello, hey, one papoose. I'm actually I put my link up so y'all can catch me up. Like I was telling everybody, you know, I've been trying to my best. You know, one papoose, I come in on your let me blow up myself real quick. One papoose, I come on, right, and I be speaking to everybody, and then I just go ghost. One papoose, I be so like drugged up, I'm out. But I be trying to look at seeing what's going on. So you know, once you see me in there, and if I don't react, you just know that I'm out. Like, just know, like, she didn't leave the chat. Just know she is laid out. Because my partner would come in and be like, baby, take this stuff off the bed. I have all the phones on the bed. I have the laptop on the bed. I have my glasses on. And he'll tell you he have to tell me to turn the stuff off. I be so drugged up. Welcome home.
Disarmed. Check. System. Ready to arm.
Love you. It's okay. It's toxic. Thank you. Ooh, girl, I swear. So I'm finna try to. Okay, Mr. J Sims done popped up. If you pop up, come on, one pair, pop up on the thing with us, so y'all can help me get this. Hi, and welcome, Mr. J. So let's continue to see what's going on with this thing, with this motion this man got going on.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all catch me up, and thank you, Mars. I appreciate y'all for always coming in, holding the channel down and stuff, and I apologize to y'all, you know, that I'm not on here and I'm not doing videos like I normally do. I haven't read it yet. Okay, I'm playing it now. I ain't gonna be trying to read nothing. My glasses ain't nowhere
These
around.
acts, which Mr. McDavid has roughly a trial, took place between 2001 and 2008. DK1 at 8. The only specific acts charged in counts 5 and 6 to which Mr. Kelly can possibly be referring took place in 2007 and 2008. ID. Count 7 concerns allegations that occurred between 2001 and 2002. Count 8 occurred in 2007. ID. Mr. Glossman was hired as a law clerk for another attorney working in Mr. Jensen's office in 2012. He
Where
started
am I?
working directly for Mr. Jensen in June 2013, again as a law clerk. Mr. Glossman received his law license in May of 2014 and continued working for Mr. Jensen as an associate until he closed his office in November of 2017. After Mr. Jensen's law office case 119 CR0056 foreclosed, he employed Mr. Glossman periodically for the first half of 2018 to finalize some outstanding matters on behalf of some dozen or so clients. Since then, Mr. Glossman has run his own law practice. Mr. Glossman had nothing to do with any representation of Mr. Kelly at the trial in the underlying state matter, for which he was acquitted well before Mr. Glossman even became a lawyer. The remainder of Mr. Kelly's claim is a disingenuous attempt to stretch out the length of Mr. Jensen's attorney-client relationship with Mr. Kelly. It relies exclusively on an interview that the late Mr. Jensen gave to the Chicago Sun-Times in 2019. This URL. Counsel's reliance on this interview and her attacks on Mr. Jensen are, quite frankly, disingenuous, insulting, and perhaps worse, pointless. As the court is aware, and as stated in the interview, Mr. Jensen was, at the time, suffering from the latter stages of terminal cancer. What the
What happened to the sound?
One 19 CRO 567
No sound?
document number
Wait a minute.
197 filed May 18th, 22, page 5 of 13 page ID number 900.
You couldn't hear it? Y'all couldn't hear it? Y'all, oh Lord. Okay, let me start back up to the top. I'm sorry. I don't know why I can't mute it. I used to can mute it and you guys can hear it. That's weird. That's weird. I know I have my
number 197 filed.
That's weird. 5 minutes. Okay, let me go back.
Case
To
119C.
Let's get
Further,
red.
word probably by Mr. Kelly suggests that the interview proves that his attorney-client relationship with Mr.
let me see
Jensen
what
continued
page.
after his acquittal in state
Number
court.
5.
DK 5 given by a dying man limit Mr. Glosman's representation in this case. Mr. Jensen did not consult with Mr. Glosman about the interview. Nor does Mr. Glosman have any special knowledge as to why Mr. Jensen made the statements therein, or indeed what those statements mean.
Okay.
Mr.
Page
Kelly
5.
suggests that the interview proves that his attorney-client relationship
On
with
page
Mr.
5.
Jensen
I
continued
apologize,
after
y'all.
his acquittal in state court. DK 196 for at least the next 10 years, probably much longer, Jensen and Kelly maintained an attorney-client relationship. Emphasis added. The undersigned cannot figure out where Mr. Kelly's counsel is getting the word next from. It is certainly not in the article. If next, as used by Mr. Kelly's counsel, means after Mr. Kelly's acquittal, that would mean that the attorney-client relationship ended sometime in 2018 after Mr. Jensen's office was closed. That is obviously not so. Yet counsel for Mr. Kelly went even further, suggesting that the relationship probably went on much longer than 10 years after the acquittal. Mr. Jensen died in April of 2020. Presumably counsel for Mr. Kelly would acknowledge that
I thought that damn man died in 2019. Didn't he die in 2019? So he died in 2020. The man with cancer, right? Can y'all
Yeah,
hear me?
I think he was on his almost dying when he made those statements.
But you know what? Those are statements,
But later.
and I'm telling people from experience with people with cancer, and you dying from cancer, you speak out of your head. You go to talking like out of your head, like nothing makes sense. They see dead people and everything. I know this for a fact. So what this man said, that's not irrelevant because he wasn't in his right mind. So I'm trying to figure out why Durham McDavis attorney and Durham McDavis is working so hard to go ahead and get this over with, which they should have let him went on and had his trial, because I feel like if Durham McDavis win, it proves that they did not, bribe anyone, because they trying to get him for bribery and stuff for the land fairs. And so we already know, and we talked about this, I think last year before last, Durham McDavis sued Robert, for what, $1.4 million for unpaid wages, and that's what that money went from. And Durham McDavis was running, Robert's account. So I think what is Jennifer Bungie trying to tell Durham McDavis, you better get your ass on board. I'm gonna eat your ass up. You think that's what she's trying to do? You think that Durham McDavis is trying to throw Robert under the bus to save his ass?
Absolutely.
What you think? Because to me, if you all three of you guys are on trial together and they're charging you together, y'all should work together for a strategy. Is there trying to establish if they could be a conflict of interest? I don't know. So what I'm trying is, I guess I'm about to go back and read Bunjeans again. So is oh, you were telling me no sound. I can hear you. You could have unmuted yourself and told me it wasn't no sound. I'm all in la la land. I don't know why there's no sound. So is this attorney that's working with them? Did he used to work with Robert's client back for the 2002 trial? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I'm lost, y'all. So I need y'all to get me back on track. But he's going to point fingers that Kelly was award of money transaction. But one papoose, and a matter of fact, I think I showed that interview, and I'm gonna look on here again when they were speaking. Durham McDavis and his counselor was speaking and saying that he didn't get any money for Robert to bribe anyone. It was a lawsuit. They looking at that $1.4 million that was awarded to Durham McDavis because of, he said that Robert didn't pay him, and Robert was paying him. He was paying himself. Durham McDavis was actually over the account, and he was paying himself and overpaying himself and doing some under the shade shit. Yes, he had some communication with Robert. Okay. So, okay. If I was her, I'd do all I can too. What's up, McDonald? Lisa, y'all, welcome. So what you think? We're gonna push it again so we can read it, but I'm just saying I'm trying to understand this attorney here, because you will want to strategize to, she's gonna help your client and you gonna help her client. All three of y'all working together, but I feel like it's gonna be like the three guys that did the shooting. You know how the three guys did the shooting, right? What's the poor child name they shot down running? He was jogging, the jogger, and they had all three of the white men on trial, and that other white man was trying to throw everybody else under the bus. I feel like that's how Durham McDavis gonna be.
See, if he try to do that, then that's really gonna backfire on him, because what they're accusing him of. It's like if you go in there and try to go against Kales, then you're going against yourself. Like,
because y'all on trial together. Mm-hmm. And if he found guilty for extortion and bribery and blackmail, shit, your ass going to jail too, because they said you are the one that he hired to do it. So why you not trying to work with him? Let's continue with this BS, because y'all know me. Thank God for that medicine.
Presumably, counsel for Mr. Kelly would acknowledge that Mr. Jensen did not maintain an attorney-client relationship with Mr. Kelly after his death. Further, use of the word probably by Mr. Kelly's counsel is an odd choice. It seems that the best way for Mr. Kelly's current counsel to discover when Mr. Jensen ceased representing Mr. Kelly would be to ask your client. If she wanted to present any meaningful support for her allegations about Mr. Jensen's representation, she would do what the Seventh Circuit requires for someone making factual allegations in a motion in which they are the proponent, provide a supporting affidavit from the client, which asserts the claimed facts. This is, however, the fact that counsel's assertion is incorrect suggests that this claim is the result of assumption rather than research. Case 6. The standard procedure for the party bringing the motion. Counsel for Mr. Kelly does not do that, nor could she. Mr. Kelly knows very well that there was no further representation by Mr. Jensen following his acquittal. Instead, counsel grasps at a single ambiguous statement of a terminally ill and now deceased man. I didn't facilitate him. He had already done what he'd done, Jensen said. I did facilitate him in the sense I kept him out of trouble for 10 years. I was vetting his records. I listened to them, which ones would make a judge mad. ID, emphasis added. Mr. Kelly's motion for severance and
Okay, so the man said 10 years, right? He said he dealt with him for 10 after, for 10 more years, right? I gotta figure this out, y'all. I gotta figure this out. Cause I hate being behind it. You know how when you in school and you're trying to study, you try to catch up. I'm trying to catch up, y'all.
So statements like that is not a conflict of interest. You're saying that you're keeping him out of jail, as in you're trying to insinuate that he should be there. You just keeping him out. Is that what I'm gathering from them statements?
I guess the hell so. I don't know.
Why wouldn't I want your behind off the case? If you witnessed all this?
has been in place expecting this. They are going to try to keep Daryl out of jail.
Yep. Daryl McDavis is all for himself. The bastard that stole from Robert and robbed from Robert, and only thing he didn't care about Robert then, and y'all see right now he don't care about him now. All he wanted was that man's money. He did everything he could, and that's why I was telling y'all, Daryl McDavis, and I'm finna blow us up real quick. Daryl McDavis, where are you? Okay. How this work? Look, I don't know how this work, y'all. Okay, so Daryl McDavis, he people knew to go directly to Daryl McDavis. And they'll tell Daryl McDavis it's all this is going on, like Tiffany Hawkins and everybody else. So Daryl McDavis is like, that's my bank, and I have to protect my bank at all costs. So I'm not going to talk to him about it, and I'm not going to ask him about it. I'm not going to ask him if it's true or if it's false. I'm just going to take care of it. I'm going to give them the money. I'm going to deal with Susan Logan, and we're going to get rid of these people because this is my cash cow. And he's running around here not knowing what's going on. And then, he had this big album coming out. He had a tour, to release his album. So you got Sony people coming to them talking about suing them, and they like, Robert, we got this going on, so just go ahead and pay these hood rats. That works better, just like Michael Jackson's and others. They feel like you just pay them and just get it over with, so I won't have to deal with this. And Daryl McDavis was behind all that, okay? And so I don't understand why they don't want to work with Robert. So this right here show you he didn't give a damn about him then, because he was stealing like crazy from him, and he don't give a shit now. And whether he know it or not, if he don't work with Robert and his attorney, he messing himself up, because you part of it. If they say you paid this girl and Daryl McDavis did it, hell, you're gonna be found guilty. So I would want to work with the attorney. This is crazy. I'm just not getting it. It's crazy to me.
Mr. Kelly's motion for severance implies that based solely on that statement, this court should somehow infer that Mr. Jensen and Mr. Kelly maintained an attorney-client relationship for a decade following Mr. Kelly's acquittal. This claim is made without any statement from Mr. Kelly that even hints at such a relationship existed. That inference is wholly unsupported by the interview. The interview does not come off as one where Mr. Jensen is contemporaneously examining records in an effort to precisely recount the time period of his attorney-client relationship with Mr. Kelly. Even if one were inclined to take 10 years as a definitive and accurate statement as to the length of representation, that would mean that the attorney-client relationship ended in 2012. That is the same year that Mr. Glausman was first employed by another attorney in Mr. Jensen's office as a law clerk, not even a full-time permanent employee. At the time, there is no indication that the other attorney, and to an even lesser extent, his law clerk, had any dealings with Mr. Kelly. Indeed, there does not appear to have been any reason for Mr. Jensen to have any dealings with Mr. Kelly during this time. Hence, without some supporting statement from Mr. Kelly, the presentation of this allegation is both troubling and transparent. It is troubling because without any supporting statement from Kelly, these allegations can only be described as reckless and ill-considered. It is transparent case 197 because it is an obvious attempt to manipulate a way around this court's ruling regarding the trial date in this case. Mr. Glausman has no idea what Mr. Jensen meant by vetting in the above-quoted passage. Nor does Mr. Glausman have any independent knowledge of how long Mr. Kelly and Mr. Jensen's attorney-client relationship lasted. Mr. Glausman does not recall having any contact with or observing anyone in Mr. Jensen's office having contact with Mr. Kelly during his time there. Mr. Glausman does not know and has never spoken with individual A. Furthermore, it seems entirely likely that Mr. Jensen, who again was in the final stages of terminal cancer, was referring to the time when Mr. Kelly's state charges were pending. For example, in discussing what he vetted, Mr. Jensen referenced the song Ignition. I was riding in the car, listening to a song and said, "Are you crazy? This is all I need." He rewrote it. Ignition, Jensen said. It's a song related to a guy driving around in a car with his girlfriend. It was originally a high school instructor in a class teaching people how to drive a car. I changed the words. ID. Mr. Jensen's use of the word records seems to be referencing not business records but music records. By vetting, Mr. Jensen seems to mean listening to his music for anything that might be used against him in court. According to Google, Ignition was released by Mr. Kelly in 2002. See R.Kelly, Ignition, Jive Records 2002. Thus, the context does not suggest any vetting that went on following the acquittal. In Mr. Kelly's attempt to stretch out the length of his attorney-client relationship with Mr. Jensen to get closer to Mr. Glausman's date of hire, he relies heavily on an imprudent interview given by a gravely ill lawyer telling stories about a 6-year. Mr. McDavid is not the proponent of this motion. Hence, no affidavit from Mr. Glausman is necessary at this time. However, should the court request one, it will be immediately and gladly provided in support of the statements noted above. 8.9 As the Glausman is absolutely permitted to represent Mr. McDavid because no conflict acknowledged under the law exists. Second, the rule should not be so broadly cast as to preclude other persons from having reasonable choice of legal counsel. Once again, hardly the portrait of the thoughtful pursuit of truth. B. Mr. Glausman has no confidential. Third, the rule should not unreasonably hamper lawyers from forming new associations and taking on new clients after having left a previous association. If the concept of imputate Kelly. Mr. Kelly argues in his severance motion that an attorney-client relationship between Kelly and Jensen was imputed to Glausman, who was Jensen's associate. BK 196. The motion for the result would be radical curtailment of the opportunity of lawyers to move from one practice setting to another and of the opportunity of clients to change counsel. Paragraph B operates to disqualify the lawyer either actually or constructively. ID. That is simply not how the law works in this area at all. This is a case involving successive representation by a former firm. It is Thus, if a lawyer while with one firm acquired no knowledge or information relating to a particular client of the firm, and that lawyer later joined another firm,
Oh, sound.
neither the lawyer individually nor the second firm is disqualified from representing another client. Illinois Rule 1.9b is not unique or different from the model rules in any meaningful way. B. A lawyer shall not knowingly represent a person. CMNTs. ILRS CTRPC Rule 1.9 emphasis added. Mr. Kelly asserts that in the years following Kelly's acquittal, Kelly and Jensen maintained in the with which the lawyer formerly was associated had previously represented a client, one, whose interests are materially adverse to that person, and two, about whom the counsel should be able to do better than making an allegation that seems to be based exclusively on a far-flung extrapolation from an already ambiguous statement in an interview given under what was obviously a hampered mental state. ILRS CTRPC Rule 1.9 emphasis added. In case it is not already clear from the above. 3. Mr. Kelly was simply not a client of Mr. Jensen during Mr. Glassman's employ. The most consternating aspect of the allegations in Mr. Kelly's motion to sever is that all of it serves absolute. Mr. Glassman has no confidential or privileged information regarding Mr. Kelly's state case other than what has been discovered as part of the incident in even if the Jensen-Kelly attorney-client relationship could be in some de minimis way that Mr. Kelly's motion, he has never spoken to Mr. Kelly. Nor does any statement made by Mr. Jensen in the 2019 interview provide anything close to a good faith base. 3. Whatever one might say about Mr. Jensen, during his prime, he was not an attorney known for having loose lips with the press. Case 1. 10. Glassman worked for Mr. Jensen. Rule 1.9b still applies. Mr. Glassman did not have any privileged conversations with Mr. Kelly, nor did he obtain or have any reason to obtain confidential. 11. Counsel for Mr. Kelly uses conjecture, bare allegation, and conclusory statements to stand in for that which is missing in the motion to sever. Citation to any actual exhibits or proven facts about Mr. McDavid's handling of United States v. Sanders, No. 208 CR022 JV BPR C 2010 WL 4,876,000. Counsel for Mr. Kelly has indicated a difficulty in getting through all of the discovery. November 22, 2010. Although in this case defendant Stott's interests are materially adverse to defendant Sanders' interests, Sanders' argument fails on. Perhaps that is the explanation for these claims about Mr. McDavid. If not, it is hard to imagine from whence these assertions find their genesis. Mr. Kelly's motion ignores detailed audits that were conducted or showing that Scott or his attorney Lawrence W. Levin in fact actually acquired any protected information about Sanders. In Re Pro Education International, Inc. 587, nor does it reference the independent lawyers who represented Mr. Kelly regarding his contractual relationship with Mr. McDavid and counseled him about the contract's terms and the settlement of the subsequent lawsuit. 2009. Under Texas Rule 1.09, when an individual has his own independent legal team examining a contract's terms at the time of execution and negotiating a settlement upon its subsequent breach, it is rather hard to define a when Kennedy ended his affiliation with Jackson Walker without personally acquiring confidential information about Mind Print, his imputed disqualification also ended. If one is going to attack someone's integrity, if Mr. Kelly had evidence contradicting this common-sense reality, he would no doubt present it. The fact that he does not speaks volumes. Mr. McDavid will not take the time to dignify each of. Yet legally, Mr. Glassman has no conflict. Hence, nothing about him or Mr. Jensen could serve as the basis for severance. Mr. Glassman does not have any special knowledge that could put. What he will do is remind the court of the simple proposition that the proponent of a severance motion bears the burden of proving the allegations alleged to justify severance. That is not a controversial point. Kelly at a disadvantage. That is the simple reality of the law as it applies to this situation. All of these claims.
What's going on? Everybody said, can you hear it? So they said no sound.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I hear. But is it
That is
skipping?
not a
But it's
controversy.
skipping.
Allegations regarding Mr. McDavid as counsel for Mr. McDavid told Mr. Kelly's lawyer, Mr. McDavid is not going to present his defense to anyone prior to the beginning of trial. He is not required to and would be foolish for doing so. Nonetheless, he will say that which the evidence plainly demonstrates to anyone who actually looks at it. Daryl McDavid never took $1 from Robert Kelly without authorization and justification.
That's a damn
As
lie.
with the claims regarding Mr. Jensen and Mr. Glassman, case 1, that is not a controversial point of law. Yet, when it comes to proof supporting any of the allegations about Mr. McDavid, Mr. Kelly's motion cites none. This is because 12 will there be antagonistic defenses. Mr. McDavid does not have any reason to believe there should be. But it is always possible. Should there be a severance? Maybe. Nonetheless, one cannot manufacture, there was none. Case 119 CR00567 document number 197, filed May 18, 22, page 11 of 13, page ID number 908. The law does not allow that, thankfully so. Conclusion: Mr. McDavid does not object to Mr. Kelly's motion to sever. However, severance should not be granted, nor should any other action be taken by this court based on unsupported and unproven allegation. Certificate of service. I, Bobby Brindley, an attorney, defendant Daryl McDavid, hereby certify that on this, the 18th day, respectfully submitted as Bobby Brindley, an attorney for Daryl McDavid. May gloss.
Okay. Okay.
How you gonna say that you gonna make this whole argument trying to defend the attorney just for you to turn around and say it's okay to want to sever the trial, but not because of what y'all said? Not because of Jennifer's motion, but because that's stupid.
Why?
Blair T. West, over law offices of Bobby Brindley, 53 W. Jackson Boulevard, Suite 12. Will there be antagonistic defenses?
Okay, is this acting I asked today? Okay, let me see. Is this acting I asked?
Kadime Glossman, law offices of Kadime GLOCMAN, case 119 CR00567, document number 197, filed May 18th, 22, page 12 of 13, page ID number 909.
What's going on? Don't do me. What's going on? A man died next door to me. I don't know. Are you playing with my computer, yo? Are you playing with my computer? So what you were saying, Mr. J? So what y'all think about this? What?
I was saying, what was the point of you putting in a motion or argument just to say basically he has no ties or doesn't know any information about R. Kelly, but it's okay to sever the case, just not for what Jennifer's motion says without proof? You might as well not even reply.
Yeah,
you
so
should
she's
just
saying,
let the motion walk.
Yeah, so she's saying, I guess they're saying that my client didn't steal anything and she needs to have some facts. Okay, those are facts. A lot of people stole from him. Darren McDavis was one of them. Matter of fact, he was number one in stealing from him and coming up with schemes and stuff. But I'm still trying to figure out what relationship with A. Who is A? Is it Lisa Van Allen? They were saying the man had a relationship with A. So are they talking about Lisa Van Allen? Who the hell are they talking about? Who are they talking about?
That's a good question.
So Jennifer, she, because I know she got to deal with this lawsuit. So I'm gonna bring that up too. We're gonna talk about that with Bill. Jennifer put in a motion for bail, and the judge was like, "No, we're gonna go on with the case." I'm like, "Of course," because they want to get him any kind of way, just so they can, take his bread. And you got Gloria All Eyes. She's sitting there. I don't know what I did with my iPad. Y'all, I swear, I'm just so flicked right now. That's why I'm glad you on here so you can assist me and help me out, y'all. Okay, so you sent me an article about a high school. Y'all, we finna look this up and see what this talking about.
Yeah.
This is some
Oh,
crazy ass people. What the hell going on here? I'm not paying for nothing, honey. They charging me. What the hell? Well, Mr. J, is this it right here? I think I heard about that. These people want to. Okay, I feel sorry paying y'all. Y'all ain't get a dime from me. I'm cheap. Let's see what's going on here. The day I come back, everything want to act ass.
Who was a con artist for love. A 34-year-old woman posed as a high school student for years. Charity Ann Johnson, 34 at the time, attended at Texas High School for 8 months between 2013 and 2014 after enrolling as a 15-year-old sophomore. Via Facebook. Courtesy. Charite Stevens seemed like any normal 15-year-old high school sophomore with a part-time job. But she wasn't like any other student. In fact, she was 34 at the time and later convicted as a con artist in a bizarre scheme.
I'm going on with my computer.
8 years ago, in which she posed as a teenager and used variations of her given name.
Wow.
Charity Johnson. According to officials, Johnson attended New Life Christian School in Longview, Texas, for 8 months between the years of 2013 and 2014 without anyone realizing her real age. She was finally arrested on May 13, 2014, after she failed to identify herself and provided false information. She was sentenced to 85 days in jail but was released after 29 days for good behavior, media reports said. Related, prison for con artist who posed as son of Judge D.A. After her arrest, investigators discovered Johnson had been pulling this scheme for years around the country. When families became suspicious, she would flee to another small town and work her con all over again. Charity Ann Johnson, 34 at the time, attended at Texas High School for 8 months between 2013 and 2014 after enrolling as a 15-year-old sophomore. Courtesy. Johnson, who is 5 feet tall and weighed around 300 pounds at the time, would dress young and was often seen wearing Hello Kitty and Minnie Mouse accessories, according to media reports. She also made lots of friends and worked at a Longview McDonald's. Even Johnson's then 23-year-old boyfriend thought a woman was an 18-year-old girl, reports said. According to a BuzzFeed article, Johnson said she did not have school transcripts because she had been homeschooled by a foster family after she was abandoned by a drug-addicted mother and incarcerated father. She would reach out to women on Facebook asking for help to get out of a bad situation, according to reports. She would say she was scared and an abused teenager, and after months of communication, she would begin calling the woman Mom and ask to visit her move-in, media reports said. On Mother's Day 2014, a Dallas woman who had been helping Johnson grew suspicious. Reports said Johnson would skirt around questions about her age and past. After weeks of communication, Johnson visited the woman with a homemade Mother's Day card. The woman, however, noticed strands of gray in Johnson's hair and of her ever-changing personality quirks that corrected the illusion that she was a 15-year-old girl, media reports said.
What the hell?
The woman contacted the family Johnson had been staying with to relay her suspicions. The woman also spoke to Johnson's manager, who confirmed that she was born in 1979, which would mean that she would be turning 35 in 2014, according to media reports. The woman eventually called police. The woman told BuzzFeed she believed Johnson was not a con artist for money, but was a con artist for love.
No,
According to media reports, her friends and
that's the
mentors
part that got me.
still mourned the
Did
loss
you
of
see her
Charite
face?
Stevens after her arrest.
That's
What
the
the
part
heck?
that got me.
Express-news.net. SA Airport to get $1.2 billion in upgrades over next several years. The airport's $2.5 billion makeover
What
will
the
be the city's biggest cost.
what Mr. J? What was
Huh?
her purpose for doing that?
They said she was a con artist for love.
So she
Y'all
pretended to
hit it.
be.
A con artist for love, really?
I mean, but how she was gonna get love
She
pretending that
pretended
she?
to be a 15-year-old.
So she was looking for a family. She was looking for people to take care of. This kind of what's going on with this world? I guess that's why I just stay up in the house.
But wait,
Mm-mm.
the dude said that he thought she was like 18. And I'm looking at this girl and I'm like, ain't nowhere in the hell you could think she 18, nigga. She look about
But she did look like a damn kid. She looked like a kid.
yeah, after she put the makeup on.
And then I just want to ask y'all about this here now.
It was the hype.
I'm
It was the hype.
curious. It was the hype. Y'all check this out, cause we know about black eyes and stuff like that. Let me pull this up. Look at this. Do she look like she got a black eye and a broken nose? I,
Oh shit. See, now here we go with the black eyes. Here we go with the Photoshop.
I'm just saying.
Here we
Let me
go.
pull up. Let me pull up black eyes, especially with white folks, cause hell,
Man.
I know how a black eye look. Look at this.
It was like this one time on Black YouTube.
Look at that.
But I'm gonna leave that alone.
No, go ahead. I said, this
Uh,
your Latoya.
oh my god. Yeah, that looked like mm-hmm.
See how she you see the change in it. Come on now. And then when I was looking at the picture that they showed today, the scar moved over on a picture. And she's white as a ghost. And I know I bruise easily. And I'm just it's just show you how easy these people can pop up there. Where you got baby? Where the knot at, girl? That's a pimple. Where the knot? Your nose is broken, right? You're gonna go and get it fixed. She said she had a broken nose. I'm, I'm curious. Look at that. You see that? And that's just how easy these people are allowed to post stuff on the thing. That's sad. I'm trying to pull up Bill. I'm trying to find Bill for us. I had all this stuff up, but I don't know how I ended up losing it because I called myself gonna come on here and have everything in order.
But wait,
Every-
they had a dude back in the day. Well, not back in the day. It was like a little while ago. There was a story going around where a guy wanted to play basketball so bad, so he pretended to be a high school student. He lied on his transcripts. Now, mind you, he never went to class. He never was in the school. He would just go and try to get on the team and show up to the basketball game and play
Mhm.
on the team. They threw his behind in jail. He was trying to make him seem like he was some type of sicko. But she go do
Yeah,
the same thing.
people getting crazy. It's getting scary. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with. I swear, like I have not had any problems with my computer. Not one problem. It just seemed like it just want to act up today. Um, I don't even remember what I had. What did I have on my thing? What I had on my thumb nail?
Oh, you had what they talk about the fake black eye?
The black eye. We was what else I was supposed to been talking about?
Bill Cosby?
I'm Bill Cosby. Yeah, so you gotta help me. You gotta help me. You gotta help me. Something going on with the screens and stuff, Mr. J. Everything froze. I can't see no comments or nothing. Oh, they trying to get your money. These folks just want money out these articles. Y'all tell so well. Okay, Bill, what they doing to you, baby?
Bill Cosby fails to derail May 23rd trial, calls accusers change timeline and ambush. Rather than dismiss the case because Judy Huth amended the date Cosby allegedly attacked her at the Playboy Mansion, a judge ordered her to submit to another last-minute deposition. Bill Cosby outside the courthouse at his trial for sexual assault in Norristown, Pennsylvania on April 12, 2020. CZ, Dennis Fantine, Star Max, IPX, AP.
But a
With
damn
less than a
vacuum
week to go
cleaner.
before jury selection starts in Judy Huth's sexual battery case against Bill Cosby. The disgraced comedian's lawyers made a last-ditch attempt Tuesday to her long-delayed California civil case
Why they calling him disgrace?
grounds that she recently shifted the date of his alleged attack at the Playboy Mansion by an entire year. They did not succeed. In a new statement submitted under seal 2 weeks ago and described by Cosby's lawyer Jennifer Von Veen in open court, Huth revised the timeline of her underlying allegation, saying new information caused her to believe Cosby lured her to the Playboy Mansion for the alleged attack in either February or March 1975 when she was 16 years old. Related stories.
What's he doing up in the
Bill
Playboy
Cosby
Mansion at that age?
and nauseated Supreme Court won't review his release. Bill Cosby, Supreme Court turns down appeal of comedian's overturned conviction. Huth had previously claimed it was either late 1973 or early 1974 when Cosby used his celebrity status to isolate her in a bedroom inside the home of magazine mogul Hugh Hefner.
Okay, you see what I'm talking about, Mr. J? They saying that these rich men that's famous, powerful, use their money and their celebrity status to lure a person in a room. Do that
I'm
make
just trying
sense?
to figure
Not
out.
a gun, not a knife.
I'm trying to figure out how in the hell can a 15 or a 16-year-old get in a Playboy Mansion and nobody noticed this shit.
How
Excuse
the
my language.
hell? Well, cuss. Because I need somebody to cuss because hell, I'm trying not to. How the hell this child get up in the Playboy Mansion? And
Let me
see,
guess, you had it around the pace. She had it around the pace. That's what she
oh
had.
yeah, okay. She
She
had
had it
one
around
of
the
the
pace.
big IDs. Okay, she had one of them around the pace. So,
Yeah,
so she can do this right here. And my question with this, I'm just
then come back
really,
later and lie again.
I'm curious why
She
they
in jail
can
for years now.
look at here. You see what I'm talking about? What that beer bottle got to do with anything? If the man drinking at his house, he has his damn house to drink. And if these people accept this here, where is he? If you taking pictures and you got recordings of everything, that's probably after party because all of them was snorting cocaine, getting high. And if they, I'm just, I've been watching this trial, and I'm like, this is the kind of stuff that these people do. Um, you know, she hopped the fence too. Yeah, she hopped the fence.
Yeah,
McDowell, you remember I told you? You remember I told y'all before the trial, before she even testified, I said that the security, the people that was down in the basement, they had a party, and the person that was there told me, like it's a TV thing right there where you can monitor, and they saw two girls jump the fence, and said that what's his name, Bubba, went out there. Why?
yeah,
Why?
trying to
Why he
cheat
didn't
her.
allow security to go out there? Because I feel like Bubba had something to do with it. The
The
person
shoe.
told me. The person told me. Then security went. behind Bubba. Bubba said, I got it. He went behind Bubba. And these people was there. They are witness to this. They told me. And then they it came out. Because we told the attorney about it. And the attorney asked her about it, and what she say? Yes, she did. So the people were telling me a lot of stuff. I'm like, damn, she jumped the fence. That's why people didn't understand why I kept talking about Bubba and felt like Bubba had something to do with it. And people wondered why I just kept going at Bubba, because people was telling me, that Bubba was affiliated with her and he went out there and met her. But why would you give Deronda Pace in this trial friend Robert's number? Why she couldn't communicate with you like she did at first? You see what I'm saying? Because Robert even said at the trial that he does not even know this girl. She's a super fan. He admitted everybody that he was with. He said, I do not know her. She's a super fan. She was a fan. She was a fan that was at my trial. And Bubba invited her. He never said that he touched that woman in any form of fashion to this day. He just had to pay her off because he just got acquitted and he didn't want to go through this anymore. So that's why I'm saying Bubba had something to do with it. So why did Bubba get $4,000 from Deronda Pace? Ain't nobody asking that question. So she's supposed to be in this coming up trial in Chicago, right? Ain't this a double jeopardy thing? Why? Why she's in this trial?
Yeah, I can't see her significance, especially when she has nothing to do with anything that he's being accused of. You can't even bring her in as a character.
I'm just like trying to figure out who is who. And then I kept looking at
well, at least the timeline of the allegations she wasn't even thought of.
yeah, land fair. I'm gonna pull up land fair, and this is what I want to talk about. If y'all can help me break this down. I didn't watch the tape, but somebody sent me a still shot, and this person looked taller than Rashonda Landfair around the time Rashonda Landfair um, was allegedly supposed to be on that tape. So if they can get experts to measure the length of these people, you know what I'm saying? Because when I'm gonna show you a video, and also they was talking about they paid off them to go overseas, but Rashonda Landfair and them was overseas doing music, performing. So I'm gonna show y'all. They was performing. And I'm just like, okay, how did he pay them to go there? They was over there working. And matter of fact, they was promoting their song. But check her out, because she does not. Let me pull it up because I saved it. Mm. Oh, the Bosky one. Okay, I have her saved, Landfair. So I'm gonna pull it up. I'm pretty sure I don't get money anyway, so I ain't tripping. I will show this. Okay. Just look how I want you to look how short she is on here. She's very short. Let me see which one I wanna play. Always a commercial. This is 2008. This is 2008.
When the night is done and the land is dark,
Y'all see what I'm talking about? They performing. So they was working. Yeah. That was 2008. They were overseas. I have more videos showing where they was overseas working. And if you look at this Rashonda Landfair in 2008, that's still pictured. That woman didn't have like buck teeth. And that this girl is short. Right? Look how short she is. She's very short. They were working. So if they wanted Rashonda Landfair, they could have got Rashonda Landfair. They probably told her, "Go on, make your money work. We got this." And they didn't want her. Remember, I said they didn't want her anyway because she said that's not me. Her parents said that's not me. So they figured that they can get Sparkle and try to get other family members, but it was only two family members said that it looked like Rashonda Landfair, and there was Sparkle and her brother. And Sparkle brother was mad at Robert because Robert didn't hire him to work for him. He had a problem with Robert as well. But while all the other family members, cousins, even the tall girl that was on this show with them said that wasn't her. Said that lady, the person that was on there was more developed, and said that Rashonda Landfair wasn't developed. She didn't have all that. So now I'm just trying to figure out how all of a sudden now is her on a tape that this crooked ass lawyer that was trying to extort. He was trying to extort Robert. You see what he did with Nike, and it just ambushed everybody. They didn't know that it was gonna blow up like this with Robert, so he had to go to Nike because he was desperate for money. He was trying to blackmail Robert. So what Robert say? No, they were trying to blackmail him. They were trying to blackmail him along with what's his name? Them the Clary's. All of these people tried to blackmail Robert, and he just like no. He started saying no, you know. So I'm gonna let you preach this here, but I'm just it's another one. Everybody so love that song, no. Look how short she is. Damn girl short. And she was chubby back then too. Around the time they said that she was how to get the hell out of here. She was chubby. She was really chubby back then. Like she had these fat jaws. And then there's another one where they was I think it was is it England or something? They was over there performing too. They was performing. I was trying to find it. But that girl had some chubby face and did you see the thing? Do she look like the person? Because there's a lot of videos I have. I just don't have time to pull them up. And I was just looking. I'm like, they don't look like her. And if somebody send me a still picture, I'm like, I don't want to see the video just because I don't like to look at nobody else's body. Like, send me a still picture. And I'm looking, and I'm like comparing the body, the size, the height, and I'm like, no. And this is in 2008, and she still was like she wasn't. What's up with it? So what's the biz?
I
What's
mean,
going on? What's been going on? What else is
I,
going on? Hmm.
I
What
said I
else?
don't see it.
I'm just I'm gonna let you talk to them real quick. See, I don't know what's going on, so tell me what's all going on. I'm gonna see if I can find the other video of them when they was
Can't be
performing.
at two places at once.
Yeah, they was overseas performing.
And it's like, okay, y'all ain't do your due diligence to even bring that information to the forefront to be like, hey, she went overseas to go to work. He ain't pay her to uh go overseas. He didn't set up the tour. Obviously, that tour don't even look like it got nothing to do with R. Kelly.
Not a thing. Not a
That looked
thing.
like it looked like a whole bunch of well,
I
you
seen them but white folks though. I'm
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
find the other concert, and that was around the time too. I'm like, okay, these people overseas working. They're working. It was 2008. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of information that's out here that can show. The lawsuit. That 1.4 million dollars was a lawsuit. Everybody was suing him that worked with him. Almost everybody. And what was so crazy? How the hell Chuck? Y'all remember I told y'all about Chuck? How the hell Chuck damn ass was able to try to sue Robert? He said that he was gonna get the tapes up and he tried to sue him. Let me see if this is ain't no sunshine. I think this is it. Everything's acting an ass today. Why you want to take me to that? I don't have time today. Don't
You know,
take me to that.
I would hope that's not Lisa Van Allen trying to show up and testify and say anything, and that's because you said on the interview and say that you wasn't in the tape. Then you turned around and said that you were removed from the tape. Then you turned around and say,
And
"You
you
got
remember
like
her husband or whatever he is said, "Oh, I made sure about the tape." I think that Jewel Brown was holding on to tapes.
Ain't no sunshine. Ain't no sunshine. Ain't no sunshine. When you gon' turn on? Ain't no sunshine. Ain't no sunshine. Ain't no sunshine. When you gon' go? Ain't no sunshine. What? Ain't no sunshine. What? Ain't no sunshine. Ain't no
Yeah,
sunshine.
she it look more like that girl there. Can't see this here.
Ain't no sunshine when it's gone. We go away. Wonder this time where he's gone. Please understand. Ain't no sunshine when it's gone.
They don't show her a lot, do they? I'm trying to find it. You hardly see her. That girl got braids in her hair. She wear braids and stuff, and she worked I think
no,
and see they go overseas and perform because that's where they more famous than
definitely
over.
not from that image that you just showed right there. Hell no, that ain't who the heck. No,
That was
No,
her with them dreads, with them
no,
braids.
I'm
Cause
saying like
she would wear braids and then she wasn't developed, you
if you
know.
see what I see, if you see what I seen, that ain't the same.
Yeah, because Lisa talking about I knew her by her breast. Her breast was bigger than mine. And the family's like, she's not even developed like that. Yeah, y'all remember? I can take you back to what Lisa Van Allen said on the stand. Said she didn't say I knew that was her by looking at her face. She said her breast. She witnessed this girl by her breast. Now go back and look at what she said on the witness stand. She said, I know that was her because of her breast. I said, how the hell you didn't know her by her face, but you just knew her by her breast? So how can you point out this girl and say this the girl by looking at her breast? Her breast was more bigger than mine. I'm like, that was she was a kid. Her
That
family wasn't
is
developed.
not the
Fine.
same. That ain't
It's
even the same frame. That ain't the same
what
facial
I've been looking
features.
at the videos and stuff, and I just been breaking it down. And there's still picture. I don't know what this girl is gonna be saying, but all I'm saying,
Now I would have. Now you know what? You know what? All right, here's one. Here's one. The other one, her group member.
she looked like her. I'm just saying, like it would be more looking like her on that than any,
And I
you
say
know.
that because she has a more look-alike of Aaliyah or anybody else that was around in that era. So therefore, I call bullshit.
Okay, and this right here was in 1998. So let's see how she looked in 1998. If my damn thing
I
act
need to
right,
go put my bifocals on this time.
we'll see. I have never had a problem with this computer, but it won't ask a day. It's just ass. Never had a problem. They must be working. Lord have mercy, commercials. Lord have mercy. It's always something just acting the ass. It's the computer because I see people trying to make comments, but it won't come up.
Never worry about hidden fees with YouTube TV.
Damn computer acting the ass. What the hell?
Try it free.
Pep said they wasn't that good.
I know, but the white folks all up on them. What is this? Bras and everything. What's going on here?
Usually,
No, we don't know, we need no bras
now
right
it's been a hit twice before, and you know it's your very own personal karaoke favourite. Stand by, it's for the cause.
1998, y'all. 1998.
When the night has come, and the moon is the only light on me, and the moon is the only light you see, and the moon is the only light. Oh yeah, we will see. No, I won't be afraid. Be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand, as long as me, just as long as you stand, darling, stand by me. Stand by me. Just as long, stand by you stand by me. Just as long as you stand by me. Yeah. In the sky that we look on, yeah. Should tumble and fall on the mountain, should tumble to the sea. Yeah.
Okay. Now there was a close up on there with her. Did you see that? Fat Jaws. That was 1998. That's her in
So,
1990.
so my question to Lisa, for all intents and purposes of the conversation, of course, what boobs were you looking at?
1998. That's what I've been. This how I've been studying. I'm looking. I'm like, I don't want. I was like, I don't want to look at it. I
So
just need
if her
to feel
boob, but wait, if her boobs was bigger than yours, how big were your boobs? Were you like a A cup?
it. Did it have any?
You
Let
was
me
wearing a
find.
training bra?
Let me find her picture. Lisa Van Allen.
I'm confused.
I'm confused because the mouth, the teeth, because her teeth kind of stand out like mine, but they're like this, right? And then her cheeks are different. Now
You're like a damn chipmunk.
with her now, she got a facial structure, but this is 1998. I want people to look at 1998. You see what I'm saying? And that was 2000, and I showed 2008 where they were performing. They was performing all this time. That's where they were overseas. They were performing. They was
So if we
performing.
going by, so what are we going by? Are we going by what they said in trial of 2008, or are we going by what Jimmy said? Because if we're going by Jimmy said, he first said she was 16.
Hmm.
That don't look like no 16-year-old to me. Then of course the age dropped as the years progressed, as we went to trial the first
Yeah,
time.
that's what they're trying to say when everybody was think confused. Like, well, who was 12 and 13? They're trying to put Rashonda Landfair in the age of 12 and 13 because they're trying to place her on that tape at that time and saying that she was that age. So if you don't even know the age and there's no way you can tell when this happened, how can you try to get this man, even if it was Roshonda Landfair? So how can you know what I'm saying? Or did they find the tape around the time when she was underage? When did they find the tape? When was the tape discovered? 2000 and what? 2001. It was discovered in 2001. So how old was Roshonda Landfair in 2001? What is her age?
Hell, what is her age now?
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like trying to y'all trying to play something, but y'all really don't have no facts. The only way, if this woman get on the stand and say that's me, but I'm looking at what I was looking at on this still picture, and I don't see it. Her on there, I don't see it. I'm gonna pull it up again. I don't see it, Mr. J. I don't. I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm so confused. Let me pull it. Look how short she is. Mm. I'm just confused. Ooh, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
I got a question. No, no, I'm not gonna put it. I'm gonna ask that one offline.
Okay.
Because I just thought about that because that would be like the common sense thing to do.
Um, yeah, because I'm trying to. I've been looking at like a lot of videos and comparing like the heights and stuff like this. So that's why I'm saying they need some experts because this person looked tall.
I mean, what point would you serve to come back after all this time and say, yeah, you know what? It was me.
It was me getting pissed all on, opening my leg, busting it wide open. It was me. Yeah.
I can't think like what would be the benefit, even if they was to come in like they've been doing everybody else, threaten you. Like, what are they gonna threaten you with? First off, my parent is dead. Anybody that had any association with him is dead.
Pappy dead. Pappy dead. Pappy dead. And then I was checking out. They was
And
talking about
by y'all
a,
by
a
y'all own
lady.
admission, by y'all feds own admission, you're trying to say I was underage at the time, so you can't charge me with a crime if I was underage at the time. So I don't know what
I
type
don't.
of game they playing. And I don't
I
know
don't.
who
What?
pissed in her cereal, if that is the case, or what
What?
did she have to gain, or what she been promised. I'm trying to figure this out. Like,
Only way, because she filed bankruptcy for her house, and I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm just only thing I can do is just wait. I know I can't be there, and
let
I
them
hope
let them
they
tell it.
don't have no cameras, so it's gonna be kind of hard
Let them
to.
tell it. Uh, he was taking care of her still. Let them tell it. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is the Fed story. This is the media's story. So it don't add up.
And no, at this point, hell, he know he can't pay nobody to shut they damn mouth. Hell, if he were paying these people to be quiet, hell, everybody talking. So why is he paying money when he know that people gonna run their mouth? You know?
Well, looking at his at his finances, he ain't been paying people for a mighty long time. Is what you know is
Yeah,
going around here.
everybody claiming like he wasn't paying them. Hell, Daryl McDavis wasn't paying y'all ass. He was taking the money, shit, stealing it, and got nice cars and nice businesses and shit off the salary that Robert gave him, and he stole from him, and he doing Robert like that. I'm gonna tell you, karma is a mud. It's a good karma and it's a bad karma.
Like, I can't even see like, I don't see a benefit of that. I don't see like,
Yeah, I've been looking at that. I know we got our subject, so that's okay. It's all the same, but because the trial coming up, um, I hope Jennifer Bunjing get down on, especially with the parents of the lady with the card. How did she get the card? Why you didn't take the card and rip the card? What I need, it's just evidence. That's why I was looking at the trial with Johnny Depp and them, and I'm looking at this, and I'm just digging deep, and I'm like, just breaking it down. I'm like, this shit don't make no sense. How everybody witnessed shit that's laying down. This
she trying to put a
yeah,
thin line between love and hate. She beat
yeah,
herself up and was like, he did it.
yeah. And the friend, what was so crazy? The husband said they went into the house, and the house was looking. He was terrified because the house was ramshack, and he was worried. So tell me why, if you was afraid that something happened, why would your wife tell you to go to the penthouse that y'all was staying for free off Johnny Depp, go to penthouse 5 while she go up there and see what's going on? If y'all felt like something was horrible happened, why you didn't take the man with you? Why you didn't take the husband with you to see what's going on? Because you a woman, you ain't gonna be able to handle it. You know what I'm saying? There was another red flag, and I'm like, I said that doesn't make any sense. So when they were talking about her lip, like right here, like I have like lupus, like, and for some reason I always get a split right here, and you can see it with the lipstick. It's gonna go off in you're gonna see that crack. And then she had a bloody lip, and I looked at it. It looked false. It looked fake. I like that.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
like real blood. I didn't see it dripping or anything. You see what I'm saying? And then they said they put lipstick in them. If she had a big split like that, your lip's gonna be too sore to put lipstick on there. You're gonna cancel. Like you're gonna be like, I'm just gonna cancel. And when they showed her at the interview, she looked flawless, even like with makeup. If you had a black eye, your eyes gonna be swollen. You had a broken nose, it's still gonna be twisted. It's not gonna be straight. You can put all the foundation on you, but the
But
swelling
no,
is not
if she
away.
had all of that, if she had all of that, she would have
She
had the
have
LeBron James face mask. She would
she
have
didn't
had the nose cast,
have
looking like.
she didn't have on heavy makeup. And I was like, okay, they captured everything else. And you could tell she was taunting him because she was recording. She had that phone right there. And then he said, oh, you recording me? And he grabbed the phone and she grabbed and took off running laughing. And then she was like talking about him, talking about his body part, talking about you a pussy. I just hit you. You shouldn't be weak like that. All that. She said she told him to suck her dick, all that. He was trying to get away from her. He's like, I'm trying to get out of this situation. Let me out. She would not let the man out. He said, I'm gonna get out of here. So if he pulling her to get out the damn way, and she got bruised, she got bruised on her arm, get the hell out the way. She was more aggressive. If you look at it, she was more aggressive. I've been watching it. Like a million people been on there, and I've been trying to. This is what I've been doing. This is what I did. But they blocked. What happened? So they blocked me from right here. I was trying to like put on hashtag free R. Kelly. I'm like, damn, it's a million people in there. So I've been trying to, that's all I was trying to put in there. Like, so they wouldn't let me hashtag. So if you see right there, I couldn't push it. I couldn't push it. Like where you push the send. So I had to go back in and take out the hashtag, and I had to put like space it out free R. Kelly or free Robert Kelly. So this what I was doing. That's what I've been doing off in the chat. And then I've been, making my oh, let me get this out. There's something going on with the thing because you can't even see it's something going on. I can't see comments or anything. I see everything going haywire. But that's crazy. So black eye. I'm curious. Let me Google.
I ain't an advocate of violence or anything, but I'm just saying, like
She was
you over here, boy. They
she
be
was
going, they
violent.
be waiting on for a lawsuit. I'm trying to tell you, they do. They be like, they look.
The way I looked at it, it was
That's why I don't be
it was
trying to
more
fall
of
for
a
the
it
trap.
was more of a setup. It was more of a setup for because she wanted a divorce and she wanted money. And that woman, she was engaged to a female before she got with Johnny Depp. So she got with Johnny Depp because she needed some security. Okay, that woman want a
Yeah,
woman. Okay,
there's evidence.
a woman, and then she was cheating on him when he was out of town on the elevator, showing another man coming up there, and she leaning on him. And so she was trying. That was the way I was looking. I'm like, this woman. I noticed she would get into it with this man, she would push his buttons, and then she taking pictures of him laying on the floor. I'm like, okay, the man laid out, passed out at his damn house, drunk and high at his house, okay? But you recording why we don't see you recording of him hitting you? Why you ain't got a recording showing your exact face? Why it have to be a picture? Why you didn't record yourself? Like, this is what he did to me. You hear him screaming and hollering. None of that. All I see is pictures of stuff laid. And then who
You look
knocked down?
sad.
Yeah, who knocked down pictures and just lay them on the bed like they perfectly laid on the bed and they're not broken?
That
So
don't happen.
I'm looking at that. I'm like, this is the kind of shit that these people do to get money, and they use Me Too so they can get fame. And she was trying to promote that movie that they had out. And so, from what I hear, they took her scene out. Look at her. Now, these are white folks with a black eye. The woman is white as hell. Look at these eyes. I know how I black eye, and I'm black as hell. And then the next day it's gonna turn purple. These are black eyes. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to get it. I can't. I can't. It's gonna be like this. It's gonna be, you know what I'm
No
saying?
police report.
No police report. And the way she talk,
Look,
it's like
I'm gonna tell you this.
I
Johnny
think her.
Depp whooped my ass. If Johnny Depp whoop your ass, what's the first thing you gonna do?
Hell, if he chucked her around like she said, he threw her all on the tables and everywhere. And this woman is skin and bone. And then she didn't know that they had a dress, backless dress, and they showed this backless dress. They ate her ass up. Cross exam ate her up. Ate her attorney up when she tried to come back and clean it up. And Mary Poppins couldn't say nothing. She was like. So like objection, objection, leading the witness, objection, irrelevant, objection. I mean, they just kept on doing it, and so the Mary Poppins, I call her attorney Mary Poppins. She's like, she just started stuttering, trying to ask the questions. She was stuttering, and then she said that she gave the $7 million. She went on a tour with the Me Too people and said she's an ambassador for Me Too. So she goes on tour. She said, I don't want his money. I gave the $7 million to charity. They bust her ass out. She didn't give not one dime to the charities. Okay. So way she was doing everything, I felt like she had a motive and she was trying to set him up. And this is what I'm telling one of my family members, because this person got a restraining order on him and everything. And I said, you keep going around this person. I said, this person is trying to set you up and you still act being dumb to the fact that she's trying to set something up for something to happen. Because I feel that this person got insurance on. I feel it. I feel and broken nose. So I'm the type of person I always be. I look at stuff like this because I always like compare. You see what I'm saying? Like Drea. Drea had a motive right away. Right away, she said something happened to her. Right away, Drea said something happened to her. Then she went and got something so she can be able to get a divorce and get a lump sum of money. You know what I'm saying?
So
And
it's
these people
true.
have a problem. Why wait? And so all the people that used to hang around Amber, they said on their in the statement on this witness stand, they haven't heard from her in 2 years. Then she called them 2 months ago, took them out to dinner and wine, and said that then started telling them about a lawsuit. Now this last one here, she I listened to her. She said, "Well, yeah, she was telling me, and they were talking to me about this, and then that's when she told me about she was raped and all that kind of stuff, so she could say it on the witness stand." Yeah, with black people, with white folk, I'm telling you, I went through abuse, and that's why I'm saying I don't care what these people say. I know being hit in the eye, a busted nose, a busted lip, a fractured tailbone, bruises from kicks, and I'm dark. And it's there and it's sore and it lasts a long time. I don't care if you put ice on it. I had makeup on and tried to go to work with a messed up face, and my eyes was out there. I had to try to work like this with my hair covered. So that's why I said these people with this BS, they can tell somebody else that. But I can't stand people like Amber and these other people that's with the R. Kelly case and these Me Too movement people trying to advocate for me because y'all not advocating for me because you're fake. You're fake.
Hey, I wonder do she got Gloria Allred as a damn lawyer?
Oh hell no, she got Mary Poppins.
No, I was talking about what's her
For
name?
Bill Cosby. Are you talking about Bill Cosby?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
do,
yeah,
don't
Glory
she?
Eyes. Yeah, Glory Eyes is her doctor. Okay,
It's a
let me pull this.
coalition. It's a coalition of these people. I just know it is.
She
They
a
just like
human
running
money
rabbit.
vacuum. Glory Eyes is a human money vacuum, and I hope she eat her ass up in court. I hope Jennifer Bungie eat her ass up. Now these are broken nose. And I'm gonna show you the picture where she said that her nose was broken. You see this right here? You see her nose, and she would have had to have plastic surgery and fix her nose because her nose is gonna be kind of twisted. They have to push that nose back together. I don't understand. And then why you didn't take a picture of your nose running with blood? You took pictures of everything else. And this is supposed to be Amber right here with the broken nose. Her nose supposed to be broke right here. And look at that. And my lip right here, I can peel this thing right here on my lip, my dry lip. Cause I started to peel it to show an example. I'm like, don't take yourself through no pain. Cause I like to show examples. And that's why I said I know these people come on. You see how she got her nose, and in all these different pictures, she got powder. That's black makeup. Cause she had showed too many different pictures, and them pictures was different. And I hope them people see that shit. Hell,
No,
cause a million people saw the bullshit, and then she would have had something like this on her face. So she went on a talk show with a broken nose, and then they bust her out. Did you go and get seek help for your broken nose?
she
Did
wouldn't
you
have
see?
been able to. And the thing about it is, it's all bullshit because
Oh,
you
this
ain't
supposed
about
to
to
be her
go.
sore lip right here, though. This supposed to be a sore lip. This
One
is a
one
sore
thing,
lip.
one thing I know, and two things for certain, you ain't about to go get no interview because you ain't gonna be able to breathe. It's gonna be
Mm.
hard for you to breathe. You're not gonna be able to breathe out your nose because it's gonna hurt to breathe out your nose. It's gonna feel like a
Mm.
bunch of snot up in there, but there's nothing blood in there. You know,
Look, you know who she remind me of right
you know who they should bring in.
there? Who she remind you of
They should
right
bring
there?
in a boxer.
Hmm.
They should bring in a boxer so they'll let people know what it feels like to get hit in the nose several different times with a jab.
Now she look more like she got a scar right here at the courthouse, right? You see that? Then them pictures she was showing, I'm like, girl, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere. I'm looking at the pictures. I'm still trying to look at scars. I'm like, what the damn scars is?
Only if you have, what day is it on? 15?
They said she the one cut his damn finger off, and he tried to protect her. Cut the damn finger off with a damn glass. She was more aggressive. I was gonna play it So y'all can hear this damn crazy ass woman. That woman is she crazy. Let me see. She told him to suck her DRCCK. She said something like, damn.
Hello,
Oh,
Queen. Are you wanting to leave your corporate job,
Hello,
but worried
CJ
about
commercial.
losing your income? Or
And then I'm gonna get off, but I think that they ate her up. They ate her up in court.
Ms. Heard, you remember during Mr. Depp's examination, a number of recordings were played, correct?
That's correct.
And in one of those
Let me
recordings,
see.
you told Mr. Depp, quote, "I hope to God Jack's stepfather teaches him more about being a man than your fucking left nut," end quote. Do you remember that?
I do not
She
remember
was
what
ruthless.
exactly I
I
couldn't
bet
hear
you
that.
don't recall.
I heard myself make a mention of Jack's new stepfather or potential stepfather. I can't recall.
Jack is Mr. Depp's son, right?
That is correct.
I
And I
can't
believe
open
that
this.
I was referencing a marriage of his new stepfather or potential stepfather. I can't recall.
Jack is Mr. Depp's son, right?
That is correct. And I believe that I was referencing a marriage that his ex-partner was going to have or getting into, I suppose.
You were referencing that Jack's new stepfather would teach him how to be a man because Mr. Depp couldn't.
I don't recall exactly what I said, but it was something to that effect.
Let's listen to some of what happened before you said that to Mr. Depp. If you could please play Plaintiff Exhibit 397, which is already in evidence. And for the record, it's at 3504 through 3547. And then the next clip is 3635 through 4308.
This damn thing don't act right. Damn thing. Just listen to her. That good crazy. She crazy.
Pause that right there. You pause that right there.
Huh?
You pause that image right there.
Huh?
I said, could you pause that image?
Okay, wait. Okay. You said pause?
Yeah. Is that in the background? So it's fair to say that the courtroom should be open to the public. R. Kelly shouldn't have had no problems with having anybody inside the courtroom, right?
Well, federal, you can go in there, but they can't bring cameras. Now
No,
the
I'm
state.
saying, look at all the spectators in there.
Mm-hmm. You know they're gonna make it a problem.
We shouldn't have a problem with getting in the courtroom this time, should we?
If people, I think they're gonna try to make it hard for his supporters. I think they're gonna make it hard because somebody gonna go in there and somebody, if they go in there and act right, somebody gonna go and do it on purpose. Somebody gonna go in there because every court thing I've been looking at been packed. This is packed. Like yeah, so that's why I said they open now. You don't have to wear a mask and stuff, so they opening everything up to the fullest. So now if they make it a problem with people going into Robert's case, then they being biased. You know it.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
We'll see.
I wish I thought it had your fucking mind. Your sober fucking presence, your goodness, and all the lies. I wish I thought the months of you being you. I wish I thought the promises. I wish I had fucking signed that with you. You're fucking kidding yourself. I wish I thought any of the lies. I'm fake feeling good. You're the big fucking fucking dollar of fake fucking good.
I think you got to turn one of them off is Beverly.
But you scared of him though. You see what I'm saying? You scared of him. What's going on with this stupid thing? Yeah.
You just came in on the ass end of the conversation.
No, baby, that courtroom was packed, baby.
Wait, hey, Texas, they just came in on the ass end of the conversation.
No, they was packed. They were packed.
No, they talk about R. Kelly. They talk about the R. Kelly. It was a line for night. They told.
You see how she's taunting him? Now, if a woman is so afraid of a man, just say for instance, my significant other, and he doing all this stuff she's saying he doing. I'm gonna be afraid to talk to him and face him if he beat me like she's saying he beat me. You see how she be talking to that man? This is my opinion. They act stupid on the. Oh, you talking about the conference call? Tell me about that in a minute. But she talking about his cocaine use, but she's sniffing. She's sniffing cocaine and eating mushrooms and shit. You see it? See, he leaves when she messing with him. He'll leave, try to leave, and she's trying to stop him. Yeah, that woman crazy.
Everybody out here almost spoken. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. You gotta figure it out.
I told that woman crazy hell.
You're right. That's right.
Let me get out of there. But if you go back and look at the one where he was trying to leave, and he was trying to get in his house. He was trying to leave. He was trying to stop him. He said, "I'm gonna leave." She said, "You always running away." She was calling him a punk. But if a person that was being abused and stuff, why would they, you know what I'm saying, talk that shit? You gonna be scared to get up in this man's face and talk shit to him, right? If he was doing all the stuff that he doing. Well, one pap supposed to been coming out. But I'm about to get off here. But y'all tell me about what happened with the conference call, because I don't know about what happened about this. Somebody said a conference call. So you thinking because of the conference call that they're going to try to make it hard for his supporters? I know it was painful.
See, the thing about it is, I think that it's not about those who want to hold signs and identify themselves and be seen. It's those who want to, actually go in there and see for themselves about the case. I think the courtroom should be open to the public like anything else. That way they can't hide shit. It has to come out both sides. Everybody's not there that's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Everybody don't care about what goes on YouTube.
Yeah, and do you think if they would have showed his trial, I know it's a federal trial, but do you think if they showed the trial on TV and show the exposure like they doing with Amber and Johnny Depp, and showing how this woman is acting, because now people looking at her like, wait a minute, you full of shit. You full of shit. You messing with this man and taunting him. and you telling us something different. So everybody see it. And I believe that's the reason why they work so hard for the press to not even be at this trial, so nobody won't see what was
I
going
think
on.
that I think that what happened was a lot of time, a lot have changed when it came to that OJ trial, because the OJ trial split the nation up because people were able to see some of the things that the police would do, prosecutions would do, to get a conviction. So when
Mhm.
you don't have eyes on you to get convictions out of these people and to send people to jail, then you pretty much do what you want and spin the narrative and make it seem like, yeah, we really had all this evidence, when in all actuality, we had none.
I don't think I don't think the
Matter a perfect
that
example.
I don't think
Is,
that judge is gonna stop people from coming in. He's gonna tell them, like, no, this is for the public, and we can't deny the public entrance in here. So I don't think that, because it's just gonna be a lot of security. It's gonna be a lot of security. I don't think nobody gonna be acting a fool in no courthouse to go to jail. I pray not. Because whoever you got a problem with, you ain't there for them. Go and represent. Because I know for a fact I'm not gonna be able to go.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
that's
have to
that's the
I'm gonna
thing.
have to have surgery. So
It's
next
too
month,
many. It's too many people that have interests besides the little small little group. You get what I'm saying? There's,
yeah,
there's other people that have interest in things beyond supporters, beyond the haters.
yeah. The press. I think the press gonna take up a lot of room. Um,
Oh, absolutely. They take a
I
lot of.
know, I know them savages gonna come up in there because um, it's probably my baby telling me to come to bed. Who's calling me? Why is my phone dark? What's going on with my phone? Oh, this is my baby.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna let y'all talk about the trial. Hello, what's going on? I'm gonna have to end the live because I have to talk to my daughter. So I'm gonna have to, family is important. So I appreciate y'all coming on. We'll send me some information, whatever y'all feel y'all want, the topic y'all want to talk about, and I'll try to get together. I'm sorry, I'm not the hyped up person that y'all used to. Just be patient with me. Um, I'm working on getting my health back. On top, y'all. And I appreciate you coming on, talking about it, helping me, catch up with what's going on. Durham McDavis attorney and Durham McDavis, get y'all ass on board or your ass gonna be locked up somewhere. Okay. We just trying to get acquitted, okay? Just trying to get acquitted. Just get it, just help out, get it over with. The trial is getting ready to come. Y'all work with Jennifer because she's top notch and get this over with. That's my message to Gerald Davis and McDavis, whatever the damn scam artist is, and his damn attorney. But I appreciate y'all. I gotta go. I got an important call. I ain't gonna tell y'all where y'all gonna see me the next time, but if y'all have a topic or whatever, just call me. Send me the message. Anything y'all want to talk about. If y'all want a panel, let me know. I had people coming on talking about when you gonna come on and do a panel, and then I put the link up. Y'all scared to get on here and talk. Scared to get on here and talk. You don't even have to show your face, but if you want a topic, a good topic, just send it to me. We'll talk about it. It's a lot going on out here in the world, shootings and everything. We just buried our nephew, so this violence and stuff. It got to stop. I want to send a shout out to my hubby for holding us down while I'm, sick and everything. Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate it. I know I'm getting on his nerve because my this nerve right here on my hand, I can't open stuff. And I'm like, can you open this, please? Can you not be in so much pain? But I'm really, really doped up so I can not feel the pain while I'm on here talking to y'all. Y'all see I'm losing my voice because I'm hurting it bad. So, but y'all pray for me. Um, y'all in peace, and everybody that's going out there to the trial, please just, if y'all trying to represent him, don't go out there. I'm just going, don't act like no niggas. Don't act like no niggas, because it's not gonna solve anything being loud, cussing each other out. Y'all don't even know each other. Y'all just arguing on this page on this YouTube. Y'all screaming at damn screen names, strangers. Y'all don't even know them. Y'all don't even gotta sleep with them, go to bed with them. Y'all ain't gotta eat with them. Y'all ain't gotta work with these people. If y'all saying y'all representing somebody, go do it with class. Do it with class. Cause I was just embarrassed the way they were saying they was acting on that phone call that for their hearing, and people cussing and screaming, and it just make us look bad as black people. Period. I
Well,
don't
I
care
bet
how.
them people.
It's
Hey,
just time.
they got to stay away from those people that's trying to introduce them to new cousins named Rico and family members named Rico.
Mm. It's just making us look bad. But y'all, peace and blessings with y'all. Life is not promised to us. Just live y'all days to the fullest.
And freedom
Um,
ain't either.
yeah, freedom ain't either. They taking our black men like this.
Mm.
Hell, they killing our young ones, and the rappers getting killed, and the
Hey,
see, like
hey,
the
hey, hey.
rich, they taking them away. They going to jail for rape or all this kind of stuff, and we just carrying on acting a fool, and we're not looking around trying to see what's going on. They trying to slowly but surely take away our powerful, um, rich men, and they trying to take down our men. And we sitting here.
Culture.
Y'all better get it together. That's all I gotta say. Peace and blessing with you. Thank you for coming on and stuff. And one papoose. Maybe next time you'll pop up. I know she said she was still driving. But y'all have a good weekend. I'll try to come up with some good content, and we'll talk about some different things on here, different stuff that's going on out here in the world. Peace and blessings. Peace out. 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 I'm out.